Welcome to the James and Heather Show. I'm Heather Dawn.
And I'm James Guay. We're here dishing out sex, love, and relationship advice.
And so the question becomes, how can you be happy regardless of your relationship status? And I don't mean Facebook relationship status, by the way. I always find that half of those are just such full of crap.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're dealing with interpersonal neurobiology, okay?
Your term. This time it's not me, it's you.
It is me. But we're talking about happiness, right? So how do you generate a sense of happiness, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship? And the reason why we're talking about this, dose, dopamine, oxytocin,
serotonin, and endorphins.
Know these terms, okay? Because you have some control over these neurotransmitters and endorphins that are released in the body. There are certain activities that you can take to actually increase these things.
So let's go over it. D for dose is dopamine.
The anticipation of being happy. And I want to say the anticipation of, because dopamine is not necessarily about you being happy.
Right.
But it does help you enhance the anticipation of it, or the hope that is involved in being happy.
Yeah. So O stands for oxytocin.
I get to snuggle again.
It's the cuddle hormone. It's the feel-good sort of hormone from cuddles.
So good.
All right.
Serotonin, both the feel-good and the not-so-feel-good, right? We tend to associate serotonin with only feeling good, especially as it pertains to the pharmaceutical drugs used to enhance serotonin uptake. But it's also feeling good and feeling bad hormone. And 80% of it is in your belly.
Yep.
Which is why sometimes when you're really hungry, you're like, I'm grumpy, I'm hungry, you're feeling bad. It affects the serotonin levels in the body.
Yeah.
And then endorphins.
Endorphins, it's sort of like that runner's high. It's a pain regulator as well. And it also helps us to feel good.
Ice on the emotions, it numbs.
Pretty much.
So if you're dealing with things that are uncomfortable, like pain in the body when you're exercising, or pain in your broken heart, then you're sitting here going, okay, you know, endorphin time. And that's what gets released into the body.
Right. So again, going back to how we sort of utilize these hormones, what we're aware of.
What activities you can do.
Meditation affects
serotonin uptakes.
Yep.
Meditation, exercise, sex and sexercise.
Yes. Active physical activity after a certain point releases, again, those endorphins.
Hobbies, getting outside in fresh air.
Absolutely.
Your diet.
Yeah.
And feeling motivated, right?
Yeah.
All these things can increase your state of happiness. And as James and I were talking about early on, we had mentioned that it's not so much about your relationship that generates happiness, but happiness that generates a good relationship.
Exactly. And again, a good relationship with ourselves, where we can take ourselves out on a date, fix ourselves a good meal, enjoy our own company, enjoy being in our own skin.
Yes.
You know, it's really important for happiness when being single or in a relationship.
Yes. So a relationship is not a requirement for happiness.
Right.
But being happy is a requirement.